Hey guys, and welcome to this AD carry positioning guide. In this video, I'll teach you how to position yourself the best way possible in fights to make you a better AD carry player. Please enjoy the video. AD carry positioning is always tricky, because one tiny mistake can end up in you losing the game. This subject is incredibly important, and that is why I decided to guide you into the right direction. Here we have a content table for this video. Firstly, we are going to look at how summoner spells impact your positioning. Secondly, I will talk you through how your champion impacts positioning, and then after that, we will look at the aspects of your team and the enemy team that can change things up. And last but certainly not least, we will be analyzing some plays of mine. If you want to learn AD carry positioning properly, I recommend you to not skip through this video. Every point has its important fundamentals for AD carry positioning, and you need all of it in order to improve. Good use of summoner spells are key to good positioning. Basically, a long story short, try to not have teamfights if you do not have both your summoner spells up. Avoid fighting, farm it up, and once your summoner spells are available again, you can tell your team to begin a fight. Of course, this is not always possible because teams usually just do their own thing, but you can at least communicate it to your team and hope they listen. If a fight does happen in the meantime, and you don't have your summoners up, stay very safe. The enemy might have flash available, and being too close to your enemies basically means they can lock you down easily and kill you. Wait for your enemies to use their important gap closers, and then you can try to move in and deal damage, but before that you really need to stay behind and only attack if you are very safe. Also, I dislike people who use their flash to flash forward. Use it as a defensive spell to save yourself positioning wise, because that's ultimately what it's good for. If you are winning the team fight and you quickly need to take down a target out of reach, you can still flash in to secure the kill. Just try to not use your flash to flash in at the beginning of a team fight, because it can get you into tricky situations. Next up, your champion. What abilities does your champion provide to keep yourself safe in team fights, and how do you want to play with these abilities? For this, I make champion guides on my channel that features all the important aspects about the champion. It is key to know your champion if you want to abuse their abilities, so make sure you have mastered your champion if you want to have good positioning. Then we look at what your team provides and what the enemy has. This is probably one of the most important points to look at and the most difficult. Let's start with your team. Depending on the champion your team has, you can do different things as an AD carry. For instance, if you have a Janna with a lot of peel, you can play much more aggressively because of the safety net you have with Janna. However, if it is an Annie support, you're basically on your own, so you should be playing much more defensively. This means that you can't play with the same playstyle every single game. It depends on your team and the enemy team. You should also look if your team has any other carries. If it does, it often allows you to play much more aggressive, because if they focus on you, then the other carries on the team will stay unharmed. If you have a tanky team though, you should stay alive at all costs because you are the main damage dealer. They will protect you, but they can't protect you if you go too crazy as an AD carry. So what do we look at for the enemy team? First of all, summoner spells. You need to time their summoner spells because knowing whether they have flash or not can make a huge difference. Next to that, what kind of gap closes do they have? How did they get close to you? Knowing this is important because then you can track whether they have already used those abilities or not. If they have already used their gap closers, you can play extremely aggressive because they won't have a way to engage on you. So basically, tracking the enemy's cooldowns is key for good positioning. Waiting for the enemy to use their important abilities with you moving in afterwards is the best strategy you can make to make positioning a piece of cake. Yes, you need to look at a lot of things as AD carry, but if you practice this, you will become a true carry for your team. That was a lot of information for you to take in, but it wasn't too in-depth, so you should be able to take it in relatively fast. Now comes the part where you can learn the most, which is where we will be analyzing certain situations and look at whether it was played right or wrong and how it could have been played better. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so off to the analytical part where we're going to look at some examples of my gameplay and see what I could have done better in these kind of situations. So these are the things we gotta look at. We already covered it, but right now you can look at it yourself. This is what I do in my mind. So I see 2 guys on mid. I see an Ezreal here. So there are actually 3 people. We have a Vayne here, and Zed had been spotted on the top side. You don't see it on this video, but he was actually there. I have a red buff. That's important. I have heal and flash available, and I have my E off cooldown. So I have 2 gap closers to get away, or 2 escapes I would rather say. And I have heal to speed me up even more. And there are 2 guys right here, and Ezreal's on the back side over here. Alright, that seems cool. I have a red buff, I can move in to attack. There's not a lot that can happen, and I can still flash away from the hook or whatever to secure myself. So I basically had a free kill on Thresh. He has nothing. He can't flash, he can't get away, it's an easy kill. Then Lee Sin decides to kick me away at the last moment when I already killed Thresh. That's a bad play from him, because he could have kicked me away earlier to rescue his mate, but he didn't. Now he's in a shitty position as well, because we can just keep on moving. And look at this. I didn't even use any of my gap closers just yet. I didn't even need them. But just in case this Thresh had a hook available or a flash, I had flash and E as well to escape it. So I was able to move in aggressively because of my escapes available to me. Right here, Lee Sin just dies, and that ends up to be an easy kill. Vayne didn't even get here in time, and now she's on her own, having to defend. Moving on to the next gameplay right here, let's see what it's gonna be. It's gonna be this play. So, I'm Jinx, I'm level 9, I'm 3-0. But that's not too important right here because we have this. Well, that was terrible drawing. We have a 9 right here. So the enemy team has 9 kills, and I'm the only one with 3 kills. So this was a really dangerous situation. We have Jinx right here, we had an Orianna on top of here, and he actually killed LeBlanc already. LeBlanc is dead. You see it here, LeBlanc is already dead. So starting this fight, they have 1-man advantage already, and Fiora is also on top. So let's take a look at what actually happens right here if we move it on. I'm gonna be going onto this Alistar because he was kind of out of position, and then I see them moving in. So what I do is I run away as fast as I can because yes, Alistar is out of the battle, but you have a Jinx right here. She laid down her mines here. We have an Udyr, and we have an Orianna still available to their disposal. So I need to get out of here, but my friends were too deep. They couldn't get out. They got hit by the mines and will eventually die. I don't have flash up, so I cannot finish this Alistar. He has 200 HP. 1 shot is all I needed right now. Maybe 2, but probably 1 with rockets would have done the kill. Would have killed him. But I didn't have flash, so I decided to move back and run away from this situation because you really don't want to get caught right here. I'm 3-0. If I died right here, it would have been important. So I run away. I run away right here. I use my heals well to get out of here because I needed a speed boost to get away from Jinx. And I end up living 3-0. I still have my kills. I didn't die yet. And there's still carry potential in me because I'm fed. So that's important. You don't overextend if you can't. You know, you need to know your limits. Then this fight, we have me moving in. We get a great hook onto Orianna. We get some damage off there. But there is an Alistar moving in. So what I decide to do is run away because if Alistar would have pulverized me right here, I was probably dead. I mean, there's an Orianna behind it with ultimate. Get out of here. Don't even get into range right now. Don't try the auto attack. This was kind of greedy. I could have been pulverized there, but I moved away quite quickly, so it's not important. Then we have Riven. She got over with her Q. She doesn't really have any skills available to her, only auto attacks. Meaning that I had an easy kill here. I decided to move there, kill her. Great. Now this moment is important. Right here. Fiora is alone here into 4-man, so she's gonna die quite fast. We have Thresh here and we have me here. I have flash, I have my E, and I have my ultimate up. Great damage dealers, but I can't really move in with this Alistar right here, and I can't move in if the Orianna still has her ultimate. So I decide to stay around and wait what happens. So Thresh actually hooks Orianna and he goes in for the ultimate. Now this is greedy, but Orianna uses her ultimate, so I'm like, oh wow. Alright, so I got 2 kills right here. Look at this. I got 2 kills because of this overextension. They use their ultimate, there we go, but I get to shoot over this wall. This is This is gold positioning right here. They cannot get to me unless they flash over the wall or they walk all the way around, which is gonna take too long for them. So I get to shoot over this wall while they can't. This is amazing. Look at this. Then I just get a couple of auto attacks, my ultimate up, bam. Double kill. Now I had to flash over right now. I had flash available. So it's actually a waste that I didn't flash over this wall. I decided to run away from Udyr. But he's gonna be faster anyway, so that's not really, doesn't really have a point. Right here, I lay my mines down and decide to flash on the other side so he can't chase me. I was a little bit afraid right here. I do get away with full HP, but if I flashed over that wall, I would have had another kill, and that would have done the shot. This is it for analytical part, let's move on. Alright guys, so to sum it all up, I've made a sheet with all important information put together. Read it through one last time and take it in so you can use it for your own play. If you have learned something new and liked the video, please don't forget to press that like button below. It helps my channel a lot. Also, if you want to see more League of Legends guides and you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing for weekly League of Legends guides. Thank you for watching and see you guys next time.